Have you ever thought about where you could find God outside of church?
Today, in this episode, we're going to discuss how to find God through local outreach. My name is Shacha.
And my name is Danny, and we both work for the missions and local outreach team here at Timberlake Church.
Being part of this team has allowed us to experience and see people's life being transformed and changed. Also, their relationship with God growing in ways that we cannot even express. To be honest, there is so much meaning when people say yes and show up to places to volunteer. And it is that. It's time that you give away to others.
I agree with Shacha. Just being able to show up in places, whether you're comfortable with being there or uncomfortable with being there, whether it's a homeless shelter or if it's like a place where you feed kids, it just shows that when you show up, God works through you to show that compassion that you have for these families, for these kids, and they can see that and they love that. They appreciate you being there for them. So it's an amazing time to be part of that.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't think about the fact that you're going to receive so much from these opportunities, from you giving away your time, but you do. And that's what transforms your life, that you start receiving things that are not measurable in money or in any other ways that it's spiritual. It's honestly something that we cannot explain or express specifically, but it's something that it needs to be experienced and is individually experienced. So this is why we encourage you to show up, to volunteer, to serve someone in your community and people at your church or people, your neighbors, your friends, your family.
And God recognizes that, once you're able to give your time, He recognizes that you're sacrificing a lot that you can give to your family, or your friends. And, the conversations that you have when you show up with somebody that just didn't have somebody to talk to, that stirs up so much emotion in not just yourself, but the person that you're speaking with. And it turns out to be something that's such a great gift that you'll never experience outside of that. A lot of people ask me, how do I get started? How do I get connected with various organizations? And it's simply as picking up a phone. That's the first thing that I did. I picked up the phone, I called the city, and they were able to connect me with various organizations. And eventually I ended up here at Timberlake Church. And that's where I did, the majority of starting to really understand how to volunteer, how to get involved. And, this is how I ended up working with the missions and local outreach team. And Shacha knows all about that.
Yeah, and like Danny, you need to ask yourself, what are my passions? What do I want to give to the world? And like he did too, you don't have to start from a phone call. If you want to go in person and there's a city hall that you can reach out, that's awesome. If you are connected to a local church, that's great too. There's so many ways where you can start. You can also research online, nonprofit organizations, or maybe where can I find places to serve? And there will show up. Believe me, there's so many options out there where you can serve and where you can give your time and your energy. There are homeless shelters for moms and children, places where you can feed people every day of the week, places where you can pack meals to give to people, places where you can organize donations, places where you can go and give your time and honestly have interactions. There's a juvenile center that we know of that we go there once a month and we interact with the kids and offer them hope, not by anything, but just spending time with them and getting to know their story. And that's just the way. Show up, talk to people, do something, give your time, your energy, and find your passions and continue to discover what God has for you.
And I think the important thing is, start small. Through my various ministries and local outreach, I was able to pack, for example, 50,000 meals to send to Sierra Leone. That didn't happen overnight. So, being able to take small steps, go to, your local food shelters and just hand out food. Being able to provide food that they need to hand out to people. Being able to start small is the key. And again, you can't feed the world all at once. You can't, help everybody financially, but being able to just do it small, take small steps, will lead you to some amazing things. We gave some suggestions on how you can get connected with your cities and organizations around you. But if you have any suggestions for us, or maybe some people that are watching this video, please comment down below so that we can get the word out.
Yes, and if you felt encouraged by what we said, what discussed here, please like and subscribe to our channel. And this series, Where to Find God, has 2 more episodes, and you don't want to miss that. So see you next week.